Hello, everybody. My angry host,
No, you told me I was
is
starting the
Blake
podcast today, and now I'm talking loudly, and the reverb's getting really spooky. I sound like the fucking alien from Chicken Little.
Wow, what a poll! What a weird poll for that kind of rep. Like, I don't know. You could have used somebody a little bit more relevant. Like, I don't know if many people watch Chicken Little.
Avatar Aang?
Yeah, Avatar Aang. That's a fucking great example. That would have
been a good poll. That would have been a really
good
cool poll
because they just did like that. Didn't they just do like the Blu-ray collection or something? So like, and also he was on Avatar: The Last Airbender landed on Netflix earlier this year. Yeah, AJ, you can fucking get out of the '90s, you weirdo.
I guess I should go ahead and make my apology now. Not for the Avatar thing. Fuck that. How's it going, everybody? I'm really sorry about my audio right now. I just moved into a new place and it has nothing on the walls, no furniture. It's just a big empty cube. So the reverb in here is pretty atrocious.
What's that Reddit you were telling me your room looks like? r/male domiciles or something?
Male living spaces. My room does look like an r/male living spaces. I have a fucking climate mat. Climate, KLYMIT. It's like a really cool camping mat, but my bedroom has that to sleep on, and I have a switch dock and a lamp next to where my head is. And then I have a one wheel across from my bed on the other side of the wall. It's
and then you have like a couple of jackets.
let me go over through everything that's in my room, because here's the other thing: is I'm podcasting while sitting crisscross applesauce, almost dead center in my room. In front of me is my camping mat and sleeping bag and pillow. To my right is 2 pairs of shoes and a Costco bottle of spiced rum. To my back is my one wheel and charger. To my back left is all of my camera gear.
Hey Jay, real quickly, how empty is that spiced rum bottle? You've just been nursing that?
Full. No, I haven't touched it yet. It's completely full. I will be bringing that to Halloween spectaculars this week.
And that's a good transition, because we are recording a little bit early this week because Mr. AJ is going out of town on a fun, loving adventure. And we need to we gotta go. We gotta do a little bit of a short episode. It's also like really late. And
it's also really late, and again, because I'm sitting here in the middle of my room, crisscross applesauce, I think that an half hour of recording is really all my body can muster before my knees just give out and never let me stand again.
AJ, you know what might be a better position? You remember in sleepovers where you would like lay on the floor and you would like still kind of talk to your friends. So what you would do is you'd lay on your belly, but then rest your chin on your elbows. You ever did that?
Arch your back really bad. Yeah,
you'd arch your back really bad. I'm
25. Okay, my body doesn't move like that anymore.
You're not limber, like you're not slumber party limber anymore.
Yeah. Hey, bud, I don't even fucking walk anymore. I own a one wheel. Like my body does so little now.
Yeah, dude, you're going to get that editor's bod in a little bit, like me.
So anyway, since we're recording early and our recording space is dog shit, this is going to be a little bit of a spiritual successor mini episode. So we're just going to go ahead and hop in,
real quick, AJ, what do we do?
A little dance for you all.
No. Hold on. We've dicked around for a long enough. AJ, tell the audience what we do. Like, what is this podcast like about when it's not an absolute shit show?
We take your horrible, nasty, cursed, horrible video game ideas and take them from all over the internet and turn them into the next AAA titles. I'm one of your hosts, AJ Hartz.
And I'm your other host, Blake Reyes. Some of our famous titles include Adam Sandler's Dead Space Remastered. That's a classic. Fucking Catgirl Chipotle. And we've made 118 of these, and I can't remember a third one for the life of me.
I'll Venmo you $2 right now if you can tell me what the fuck Catgirl Chipotle is. Because you're right, it is something that we've thrown in ad copies before.
How did you forget Catgirl Chipotle?
I don't remember the game.
How do you forget it? You manage a Chipotle, and you have to balance like having cat girls they're not cat girls in the sense of like, ooh, it's a sexy cat girl. It's like, no, it's just a fucking cat in a human body that doesn't know anything. That's right.
And we were trying to show them how to make a burrito by using laser pointers and catnip.
Yeah, it's showing a cat how to fucking make a burrito, which is like horrible. All right, AJ, hit me with a game submission. Or do you want me to hit you with a game submission?
You have to hit me with one because I'm being very brave about how uncomfortable I am through this whole podcast recording.
You think I give a shit? You're here to do work. You're here to do your half. I don't care if you have to sit on I don't care if you have to do this whole podcast in moon shoes. You got to perform, AJ.
I don't know why I let you watch that fucking Amazon info conference video. I knew that you were going to come out of it like a fucking slave driver like this. But you were like, it'll be good for business. Fuck off.
I wonder if I could still wear moon shoes. I don't know if I'm heavy, and I think I might be a little bit out of the scale for something like that. This one comes to us from Turkey Month, and I'm direct quote there, at Dust in Your Eyes. Katamari dating sim. AJ, what better way to get a date than rolling around materials and collecting them to a giant ball? I have an idea for you on how we can utilize this. So those that don't know, this is a reference to Katamari Damacy, which is the whole point of that game is you're a small little alien.
You just roll around a little ball, right? It's like one of those arcade games where you just have a little thing and you keep on collecting things till you have a bigger thing, and then you can grab bigger things.
Yes, exactly. So what if every level is a different date and you need to roll together the exact items you need to have a successful date? So it's like this trial and error thing.
Is that not what the normal Katamari Damacy is?
No, you just roll whatever you can up. You just need to get it to a...
There's no puzzle to it?
There's
Wild.
There's platformy things. I mean, not really platformy stuff, more like there's obstacles. There's, I don't know.
But there's no push and pull of trying to figure out what you're supposed to grab. What you were proposing is Katamari Damacy meets Goose Game.
What?
Not Goose Game. What the fuck was the name where you play as the duck? The Untitled Duck Game? Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game.
You're no fucking help to me. No, it's fine. Let me just flounder around over here and I'll fucking pull at strings. You're just going to watch me drown. Come on. Throw me a fucking bone here, Blake.
Okay, so how is it
I'm having to use the avatar voice again on you.
Use the avatar? What do you... Oh, the
You'll understand when you see the edit, Blake. I'm looking at my waveforms and I am so sorry for what you are going to have to do to this.
All right, wait, I can't hear what you're hearing right now, dear audience, but whatever problem it is, I swear it will not be there as soon as possible. Can't give you an exact date, but it will be gone as soon as possible. Okay, so yeah, but exactly. So it's like you go into an area. That brings up an interesting question, because Katamari Damacy is kind of a limited open world where it's like you have this giant area that over time gets bigger and bigger.
Bud. It's just levels.
No. So each level is a limited open world where it's like it is a area, it is a level, but the level gets bigger and bigger, or the things you have access to in the level evolve as you get bigger. So it's kind of like by the end of each level, you have like this whole fucking area to explore. So it's not like an open world in the sense of, you could like Metro Exodus where it's like, hey, here's the desert area, here's the swamp area, here's the whatever. I'm picturing it like, what if this is a game that all takes place in one area that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's not divided by levels. You start out micro level, and there's some person that you want to date on the micro level. You collect stuff and then you bring it to them. You have a successful date, or you don't. You get a little bit bigger. Your heart grows a little bit bigger, and by extension, you do too. And you just keep going, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what I love about
So you're proposing a dating game where you go on the dates and then you simply become too big for your romantic partner and you move on because you've outgrown them.
I'm thinking like a Hell Taker.
I'm so sorry, Bug Princess. I've grown bored of you as I've grown too big and powerful.
What the fuck do you think Hell Taker was about?
Cat Princess.
He found one girl and he's like, oh, this girl's beautiful and she's awesome. I guess I need another one. This is
Have you played Hell Taker?
No, but I've read.
I didn't think so. Hey, bud.
I follow that dude on Twitter.
Hey, Blake, I love you so much. I noticed that you hadn't played Hell Taker.
You just wanted to see me flounder? God, who the fuck would do that? Who would do that to their poor friend?
Who would do that to their own fucking co-host? Okay, so it's a Katamari Dynasty. You
Yes.
roll up with your things. You have to try to
Yes.
pick out what things are worth picking up because you have a little gauge on the bottom that says how much more stuff you can carry in your big dung beetle ball. You are a little dung beetle. You push your nasty stink ball up to the bug princess, and you say, "Check this out." And she's like, "Wow, I love how you grab sticks and rocks." And then you keep pushing it around. And you're like, "Check out what else I can grab." And then you grab bigger sticks and rocks and you start slurping up little ant colonies. And she's like, "Damn, that's a big ball." And you're like, "Hell yeah, it is. I bet you I can impress a bigger
AJ,
bug."
hold on. We're thinking too fucking small here. What if this is like a spore ass thing where like in Spore it begins, you are like a single cell bacterium and then you basically grow into this galaxy spanning civilization.
Yeah, and the game gets worse as you go along.
That's not true, sort of, but whatever. But beside the point. So you start this game off as that little bug, like a little bug size, like you were saying, and the game ends with you like romancing planets or like romancing shit that's just
Space,
galaxy, like Galactus-sized beings. And then
finally, I'm gonna have a ball big enough to impress Galactus, and I'm gonna see what's underneath that big ol' helmet.
I think that
I don't think his hair looks.
I think he's like that helmet is his bod. I don't even know. Is that a suit? Who made Galactus a suit? Who's the tailor that made Galactus a galaxy-sized suit? I'm curious about that. Besides the point. So
am I misremembering, or does Galactus have like a wild beard chin thing going on?
He
has
has
like a big like claw hand.
You're right. It's not a beard, but it is like, you know, like how pharaohs, like Egyptian
his skin
pharaohs.
goes that way?
His what?
His skin. Do you think that's like a chin there, and he's just wearing like a little chin strap?
You think Galactus is like Crimson Chin, where his chin's just fucking huge? It's like a growth on his face.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Galactus is just Crimson Chin. You know, just the galaxy-sized Crimson Chin. Give me a video game, AJ. We're on a time crunch here. Can't be dicking around.
So why don't I go ahead and knock this one out of the park for us really quick?
Oh, shit. Oh, all right.
And if you don't like this one, let me know, because I got a second backup banger.
Oh, is this your nug? Is this like, are you just swinging out of the gate with a nug?
I'm swinging out of the gate with a nug because, again, I am sitting crisscross applesauce and my whole groin muscle hurts. And not in like a fun, flirty way, dude. It just like, it sucks. I'm in pain right now. This comes from Max Bit My Throat. Or maybe it's Max Bite My Throat. Max Get My Coat.
Very
a point-and-click adventure game based on the Super Mario live-action movie universe, but with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo reprising their roles to train you to be the next plumber, appearing in FMV cutscenes.
Ooh. Okay.
Blake, what sort of lessons would John Leguizamo have for us if he were to reprise his role as Luigi? Might I propose lessons about not having people do cocaine near you when they're at work?
Wait, was that a thing he did?
Hey, I believe Bob Hoskins was like fucking coked out of his brain that entire production.
Really?
I think like half of that set was just gone.
The fuck? Like, I guess that kind of makes sense because like all the crazy shit that they have to deal with on a day to day. I didn't know that. What the fuck? I'm gonna
just Google search this one just to make sure that I'm not been intoxicated out of the internet. But let me just Google Mario movie cocaine. See what comes up right there on that Google search. I'm sure this is a totally normal and fine things. This is on Reddit, so, you know, mileage may vary. Today I learned that during filming of Super Mario Bros., Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo were so unhappy working on what they knew to be a bad movie that they would often get drunk to go through the shooting scenes.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard people were intoxicated. I didn't hear anything about cocaine, but it was the 90s.
It was the 90s. They all did cocaine a little bit, if you think about it.
They all did cocaine a little bit.
So then maybe what you're getting is a little FMV video from John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins about how to be a functional drunkard. And how to be like, when you're on set and you're drunk, here's the pro hacks on how to vomit with nobody knowing.
See, I hate that because I've been on sets like that. I was on a set where the director was intoxicated, and it was the fucking worst fucking set I've ever been on. And then there was another one where a dude was fucking high the whole time. The cinematographer was high and not pointing the camera at right things. That frustrates me. That game frustrates me,
I remember there was
AJ.
a set in college that you also worked on that was being filmed at my house, and I remember being bored and wanting to drink because I lived there, and I remember like half of the crew coming in drinking with me. I don't know if that's one of your stories as well, but I do know that happened.
That shouldn't happen. Don't do that. That's a bad,
don't
bad,
do that.
big,
It's
bad
a bad thing to do. I was allowed to because I lived there and was not working on set, and I wanted a drink.
They were touching hot lights. They were touching really expensive. I mean, I don't know if the equipment was expensive, but it was somebody else's equipment, and they were intoxicated.
And you know what? In hindsight, I wouldn't have shared my booze with them. But in my defense, one of them brought a bottle of vodka from their car and had liquor to share. So
okay, let me pitch you on something.
I broke out even. Sorry about your set.
Let me pitch you on something then, because this is actually bringing up an interesting game idea that I would like. You know, like how a lot of people like fucking idolize, a lot of men idolize Rick and Morty for saying like it's such a sophisticated show.
What's not to love about Rick and Morty? He's a sloppy, nasty 40-something divorced man who pukes and vomits everywhere and drags his
nothing wrong with
being
divorced. Nothing wrong with being divorced. I just want to rescind that real quick.
What's not to love about Rick?
But no,
he's blue. He pukes everywhere, and his only friend is his grandson, who has no legal power to not be dragged along on his wild adventures.
Okay, what I'm getting at is like Rick and Morty. A lot of people, for some fucking reason, idolize Rick as like this sort of like, oh, he's so independent, he's so knowing, he's a wolf, you know, whatever. Everybody else is sheep.
Hey,
but it was supposed to be
you
like.
Don't get it. Maybe you didn't see the episode where Rick was able to be in a giant planet-wide orgy, and he's like really old. So if you think about it, he's kind of like a male sex symbol, and we don't have any of those.
Okay, I mean you have.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
look,
bro, I'm just trying to fucking make a video game, and you're just throwing shit at me that like 10 p.m. Blake just can't handle. Like, just doesn't know how to
You're
fucking
about to activate the off-air Blake mode where you look at me and say, yeah, AJ, whatever.
Yeah, where it's just like, I just shut off of like, I'm not on anymore. I'm just like, AJ, I just don't have time. Let's talk about something else. No, but okay, let me finish this fucking point because I have like 10 minutes. Are you going to be mean
to Rick Sanchez, the person that we all love and idolize and want to grow up to be like?
I'm going to be mean to Rick Sanchez, and I'm also going to be mean to Leguizamo because I think it's inappropriate to be intoxicated on a set where people can get hurt or you could be a fucking dick to somebody. So this is how we're going to play this game. This game is going to be what Rick and Morty is and what fucking a bunch of frat boy dumb people, Szechuan sauce sucking idiot dancing on counter. I hate the Rick and Morty community if you can't get that.
I totally forgot about the Szechuan sauce thing.
Everybody did because it was stupid. Fuck, now I'm on a tangent. This sucks. So the idea is that Rick is not somebody to be idolized. He is a piece of shit. And I want this Leguizamo thing to be the same way. So it's a flash game, a 90s point-and-click adventure where you think the game starts out as like, oh, we're going to get up to some wacky shenanigans. Oh, we're getting a little bit tipsy on the set. And at the beginning of the game, it's kind of given to you like, oh, you want to like this character. You want to like that they're a little bit of a party thing. But it's a story about like this, you have to fucking deal with the repercussions of endorsing somebody like that and being associated with somebody like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, this game's super fun at partying, and then it kind of goes. I wonder if it goes to a little bit of psychological shit.
Adventure game where you have to play as a PA on the set of the Mario movie.
Oh my god!
And you call it usher and push John Leguizamo and
it's like
Bob
those people
Hoskins through the set so that they do not hurt anybody.
It's like that story from Jaws, like the guy who gave like the really emotional like thing about how the sharks were eating all of the Navy people in the water. giving that guy was drunk like during that scene. I don't know if you know this.
Yo,
that
what?
guy was fucking intoxicated. The dude was sloshed. You can see it in his eyes. It's crazy. But there's a story that guy would get so drunk so regularly on set that he was assigned 2 PAs to control him and tell him he cannot drink. And you know what happened? He took those 2 PAs partying, and those PAs got fired.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
So I'm wondering if it's kind of inspired by that situation. So it's like, kind of, I fucking hate these games, but there was what's his fucking name? It's
Pajama Sam.
Leisure Suit Larry, like that kind of raunchy, dumb humor.
Yeah,
but
we
not
love
like
Leisure
fucking
Suit Larry and his
but not like
meter.
Yeah, but also like none of the. Just drop all the problematic shit of like, I mean, all of those games are fucking problematic.
Well, we don't have anything now. I dropped all the problematic things from Leisure Suit Larry, and all I have left is my piss meter. I've dropped everything else.
I mean, you're right. If Kojima can do it, Leisure Suit Larry can do it.
Is there a piss meter in that game? I don't.
No, but you can piss. Like it's the same
it's
thing.
Not the same.
There's a piss meter in Scott Pilgrim, and that's graded as one of the best comedies of all time. The best action movies of all time.
In a video game, if I have a piss meter, there are mechanics that I need to be thinking about for my piss meter.
Like what? How empty it needs to be? How fucking how you need to go get pee?
Look, if the piss meter is there, it needs to.
What are you gonna do? Die from a fucking bladder infection? Is that like? Are we playing Ark? Like, what are you doing?
Yo, the new Ark update sounds great. You can die from a UTI. I don't have another. Wait, I do have another submission.
Give me another submission. Yeah.
This comes from Alley Cat at Millennium Hoo Ha. Willy Wonka game, but it's about the sequel book, The Glass Elevator. You know, the one where the U.S. government thinks he's a terrorist. They fight aliens, and Willy and Charlie have to go to Minus Land.
Wait, is that? No. See, I haven't read.
Hey, you remember how right before the podcast began, I told you, hey, sorry, I was distracted going through a fucking Wikipedia article.
Yeah,
hey,
is
bud,
that true?
This is all true. This isn't like a bit. I saw a sentence in the Wikipedia article that says something about after the aliens kill 14 space guards, Charlie and the Willy Wonka go on board the space Hubble or some shit like that. This is all legit.
Hold on. Actually, you know what's so weird is like my brain was like, okay, where in the fuck is in Willy Wonka is there like anything sci-fi-y or supernatural or aliens? And then like the Oompa Loompas have orange skin and green hair. So it kind of like, okay, this is actually a world that is
to the aliens, Blake. That's just normal. That's just normal fictional indigenous people that are turned into slave labor. Come on.
What I'm getting at is that this is a world where like different. It's a different world than ours with different rules and different So it's like, so when you read all that stuff, I'm like, oh, there's aliens. I'm like. But now, like, I think about it, you know, I could get behind this sequel. I could get behind Charlie punching a fucking alien in the face. That would be
would you like to hear
fucking cool.
Would you like to hear one of the many wild sentences on the fucking Wikipedia article for Charlie and the Glass Elevator?
Sure, send it to me.
How about this one? Author Dahl began writing a 3rd book in the series titled Charlie in the White House, but did not complete it. Hey...
Is it Corey in the house, but with Charlie? He's the white. Oh my God! Hold on a second.
Willy
Drop
Wonka
the fucking presses. No, he's the chocolatier. AJ, the White House chocolatier.
His dad is the most important person in the cabinet.
Holy fuck! For those that don't know, Corey in the house. Corey, his dad was the White House chef. So this that fucks about. What the fuck?
Yeah, this is wild. The final paragraph, but I'm just going to scrub through this and I'm going to pick a couple sentences that I think are the most wild.
Okay.
The elevator accidentally goes into orbit and Mr. Wonka docks them at the Space Hotel USA.
Uh-huh.
Shortly after their arrival, they discovered that the hotel has been overrun by dangerous shape-shifting alien monsters known as the Rumicious Kions.
It's the Thing, but with Willy Wonka.
It is the Thing. It is Space the Thing.
It's the Space the Thing. You mean Amogus?
It's a
It's Willy Wonka's Among Us game.
Back in the chocolate factory, 3 of Charlie's grandparents refuse to leave their bed. Mr. Wonka gives them rejuvenation formula called Wonkavite. They take much more than they need, 4 pills instead of 1 or 2, subtracting 80 years, which reduces their ages to 20 years per pill.
Holy shit.
Two of them become babies, but 78-year-old Grandma Georgina vanishes, having become -2 years old. Charlie and Mr. Wonky journey to Minus Land, where they track down Grandma Georgia's spirit. Excuse me? I was not expecting that to be what Minus Land was.
Wait, is this like Soul? Is that what happened? That's what happens in Soul,
no.
isn't it?
This is what happens in the sequel to Benjamin Button, where he youngs too much and then ceases to exist and goes to Minus Land. Anyway, at the end of the book, finally, the President of the United States invites the family and Mr. Wonka to the White House to thank them for their space rescue. The family and Wonka accept the invitation, including the grandparents who finally agree to get out of their beds. So, hold on. Aren't these motherfuckers British?
Yeah. What is that?
I just don't know what the White House is like, being like, come on in. Come live with me.
Oh my God,
fucks,
you're
Willy Wonka and some British kid.
Wait, hold on. I think. Wait, but Charlie Bucket, yeah, he does live in the UK. So like,
his name is Bucket, and name a more British sounding name than that. I really can't explain why, but it does feel British, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. It gives me like the feeling of like a Peter Schilling, you know, like it just kind of it has that.
Or like an Oliver Twist, just something about it feels
that's
British.
Fair. There's just a certain flavor there. But yeah, the fucking factory is in his town, so Willy Wonka is British. Like he's or at least moved his company.
Maybe that motherfucker's got dual citizenship. Anyway, it doesn't explain the old people and the little boy getting invited to the White House.
Yeah, so why doesn't he go like fucking visit the Prime Minister or the Queen?
Because he didn't land on Space Hotel Britannica. He landed on Space Hotel USA that had the vicious Neds. So he got invited to come live there. I don't know what the fuck the game is. Could we just do Willy Wonka? Or could we just do Among Us? We could just do Among Us, right? Like everyone's doing Among Us now. Maybe we just do Among Us, but with Willy Wonka.
You did say something that I did like a little bit. Is that
I said a lot of things that I liked, none of which made sense. Which sentence did you like?
What if you did sort of? What, you know what's a hot thing right now? Like mini games, like just games that are made up of mini games. You have like the new Mario Party
and Mario Party, yeah.
Well, also like the new WarioWare thing, where it's a bunch of micro games.
And
so
Yakuza.
What if you could, and Yakuza. What if you could do the sequel to Willy Wonka, but it's every story beat is its own like micro game. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, they land on the spaceship. It's a game of Among Us. You have to like take evidence, track down who the fuck is the imposter.
So first, it's a rocket ship game as you're constantly upgrading and changing
Kerbal
your
Space
rocket
Program.
ships. So
it's fucking
it's Kerbal
Willy
Space Program for the glass
but it's
elevator.
Willy Wonka-y, where it's like, well, I'm gonna put a lollipop on the window here.
You're launching little. What are the little Willy Wonka dudes called?
Oompa
Loompas. You're just launching Oompa Loompas into space until you've made a safe
you're so
glass
right, because the
elevator.
Kerbals are like little small dudes.
Yeah.
Oh my, holy shit! So it's
After
Kerbal
that,
Space
you
Program.
go up there, and it turns into Among Us when you get up to the spaceship, and the U.S. military thinks that you're evil, bad guys.
Yes.
And then it's Among Us, and then you just have to play Among Us over and over again until you find out who all the evil aliens are and kill them. Anyway,
I think you can eject them. Like I think you turn them, you put them in some fucking Willy Wonka-esque machine where you turn them to taffy or something.
Candy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you do? You put them in the fucking carbonite thing that like Han Solo was in, but instead of turning into carbonite, you turn into astronaut ice cream boy, like that freeze-dried shit. Because it's kind of candy.
After that, how do we get back to Earth?
Hold on, no, because there's the aging pill thing, right?
The aging thing is back in the chocolate factory. Please fucking catch up. Like, how do we get back to the chocolate factory?
They fucking successfully land. Who gives a shit? This is a fake game.
There needs to be a mini game that gets us down there. Might I propose Sonic the Hedgehog? and we just get a bunch of super fast running mini games.
How? Like, what are you talking about?
Obviously, Willy Wonka eats some gumdrops that make him invincible, and then he loads up the little kid on his back, and then he starts running.
How about I give you something like a little bit cooler? How about I give you this?
What could possibly be cooler than magic gumdrops?
Fucking. That's me cracking my neck if you couldn't hear it. So the shuttle that they are coming back in on after dealing with the Amogus in space is crashing through the atmosphere. So there is a mini game where you need to eject, and you and your family are huddled in some small capsule, and you're dodging debris that is floating through the atmosphere. So you are basically skydiving through the atmosphere like that one guy did that was sponsored by Red Bull. It was the guy who literally skydived from space and passed
the guy
out.
that jumped out of the perfectly good satellite and almost
wasn't
died
that fucking
falling
crazy?
to Earth.
Yeah, he passed out for 2 minutes. The dude was unconscious. It's wild. You can watch the whole thing. It's really cool. So you have to do this.
The switch? Because it feels like cheating if the switch was pulled for him.
He pulled the switch.
At that point, anybody could fucking fall from orbit. Whatever. I could do that.
No, he did. So what happened was he jumped off. He went for a little bit,
and then he went to sleep, and he took a little nap, which was super cool, and we all loved that.
How fucking crazy would that be? Like, to wake up and the thing that you see when you wake up is, oh, the fucking curvature of the Earth is getting closer to me.
I guess it wouldn't be that crazy if I went to sleep seeing the curvature of the Earth, but from further away. Like, I think it'd be pretty normal if I fell asleep during that moment.
Do you think he
he was probably really glad that when he woke up he was still falling. He fell asleep and he woke up and was like, oh good, we're still here.
No, let me pitch you on something. So he falls asleep and he starts dreaming. He has a falling nightmare where he falls all the way to Earth. And when he lands, he wakes up and he's now still falling to Earth.
So for the Willy Wonka game, I guess there's just like a 8-hour turnaround where you have to wait and go take a nice nap, and then you can come back and play the game some more. And then we play the mini game where it's like a bunch of Cooking Mama mini games where you're trying to get the old nasty fucks that won't get out of bed to eat your cool medicine pills.
Oh, there you go. And then they eat too much.
You trick them into eating all of your good medicine pills, and then good, I finally did it. And then the old fucks are like, actually, I love being young. And then they eat too many, and one of them unalives themselves.
And then you need to fucking go. Does it become a ghost hunting game at that point where you just
turns into some real Fatal Frame shit? Yeah, you go into the ghost dimension and you have a camera and you have to find Grandma Georgina's ghost self while avoiding evil ghosts.
But it's also not her though, because it's like her spirit before she was
it's a baby
herself.
Of her. But you can tell that it's her because even though it's like a baby ghost, she still has shitty old woman hair. And by that I mean it looks like one of the the powder wigs.
No, women could have nice hair. What are you saying all these mean things for? My grandma has beautiful hair. She's a beautiful woman. I love my grandma.
I should say that Grandma Georgina has a powder wig and looks like a fucking founding father, and she looks like a real clown.
All right, there we go. I can get behind that. Founding fathers look dumb. I've seen Hamilton. They look dumb.
I've seen the fucking Mount Rushmore. They look dumb.
Okay, so I think at that point...
Hey, you ever think about that? You ever think about the fact that when you imagine George Washington, that's not his actual last hair? That's a wig?
Yeah. That's nobody.
That's weird to think about. In my brain, for whatever reason, when I imagine George Washington, I'm like, yeah, George Washington, and he had weird anime-like hair, and that was just a thing about him. And then I'm like, no, that was a wig, and his hair didn't look like that at all, actually, and nobody knows what his hair looked like.
What are you talking about? There's paintings of him with when he was younger.
It's all fake though, because it's all painting. And don't you think that's weird that no one knows what his hair actually looked like because they didn't have cameras? It's pretty suspicious. Makes you think, doesn't it?
So stupid.
The fuck did his hair look like, dude?
So after we do this ghosty, I think at that point it's like a Fatal Frame sort of detective game where you have to go through this afterlife. Maybe it's like a visual novel in that
No, the visual novel is reserved for when you're talking to the president and getting invited to go live with him.
Really? I was thinking
Yeah,
it ends.
course.
I was thinking it ends as a fighting game because no game.
Who
if a
would you
game's
fight?
finale, the president. Like if fucking Metal Gear Rising can do it, we can do it. Charlie Bucket.
So you're proposing that Charlie Bucket has to fight the president, and then once he fights him for reals and he does a good job fighting, then the president says, "You've earned your right to come live with me."
because it turns out the
Gather up your
president.
grandfathers and your chocolatier.
If I've learned anything from the past year of living in the United States, I can't trust the president. Fuck, I don't think I could trust any president. So guess what? All of the shit that Charlie Bucket has been dealing with up to this game was orchestrated by the president because he was trying to trick Willy Wonka into getting his fucking money.
He was trying to start the war for independence 3.
He was trying to take fucking Willy Wonka's insane chocolate dosh. His fucking. He's trying to take all the pounds from the UK and that.
Like we have
money.
to pick a nug. I'm so sorry to cut you off. My entire left leg fell asleep immediately. We have to pick a nug and end the show.
It's Willy Wonka. We didn't make any other game. Like we don't have to make.
I'm getting tingles through my knee and thigh. This sucks.
Okay, real quick question. Are we going to use a modifier this week, or is it like one of those things of it's a little bit of a micro episode?
I don't. Fucking life. It's a micro episode. I can't do a modifier.
Okay.
All of my toes are tingling. Blake.
Patrons,
the tingles.
Patreon members that are listening, we thank you for your contributions of modifiers this week. But AJ is actually dying, and I don't know if we can put him through on it. We will get to those modifiers next week.
All of my mental energy to curl these little digits. Ooh, this sucks.
All right, let's go to patch notes. Let's go to patch notes before AJ fucking passes out. All right, really quickly before AJ dies on us, we just want to say if you like this podcast and like sharing some laughs with us, please leave us a review on iTunes. It makes me happy. It makes AJ happy. It makes fucking AJ's leg not fall asleep.
Happy.
Makes the
Which is really what's
happy.
important.
You're right. We did have a big investor meeting, and they were like, "You guys need to bump up those numbers. Like, it's not."
We told them
it's
that
not
we were
looking
going to
good. It's not looking good.
Our show as well to Meta, and they were like, "Actually, we just left another investors meeting, and that one's been taken. And trust me, you don't want the heat that this one's bringing with it. You don't want that audience, bud." And I was like, "Okay, that's fair."
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you all so much for listening. As always, our intro and outro music is Cheap Shot by Anamanaguchi, an excellent song from an excellent band for an excellent game. I have been one of your hosts, AJ Hart.
And I have been your other host, Blake Rea. AJ, I can hear the pain in your voice. I can hear
I know. Please stop interrupting me. Let me do the last two words.
All right.
This has been Spiritual Successor, and these are cool games.
That should not be... Oh, what's the last word? I don't know what the last word is.
Blake, I need to hear it, or I can't finish.